Perfect. We now continue with the talk that takes us beyond our borders, offering a rare glimpse into one of the world's most ambitious and innovative transformations, titled Investing in Change Inside Saudi Arabia's Economic Evolution and the Opportunities Ahead for Global Partners. This session explores the bold vision behind Saudi Arabia's transformation and the potential it holds for international collaboration. Moderating this session is Mr. Ivan Skenderoski, Managing Partner of Salience Consulting. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Ms. Hélène Panova, Head of M&A at NEOM. Welcome to the stage. Hi there.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank first the organization, Macedonia 2025, and Nikisa personally for staging two sessions on Middle East, one on United Arab Emirates and the second one on the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I will start by just mentioning that Saudi Arabia is not that far away. If you look at the distance between Macedonia and places like London or even south of Spain, it's equal distance to reach the northern part of Saudi Arabia or NEOM, where Hélène resides. So it's a pleasure to have you here, Hélène. We've been traveling a bit across Macedonia for the weekend. There is one thing which is definitely undisputable about Macedonia, and that's the natural beauty. And I think she witnessed the beauty of Ohrid and the Ohrid Lake and all the mountains in between. And we were discussing on the journey to Ohrid and back of a bit of a paradox which I mentioned to her. I said, where Macedonians are looking towards the West is these days looking towards the Middle East. And what I meant by this is that we as Macedonians traditionally, we are aspirational to look towards the West, towards Europe, and so on. And we feel that the brain drain is going towards Europe, where if you look what's happening now, a lot of the brain drain from Europe, millionaires, investors, professionals, they are more and more allocating to Dubai, to Riyadh, to the whole of Middle East. Various reasons for that, but that's currently a fact. The other thing which I wanted to mention, that when you're looking from the perspective of Saudi Arabia, Macedonian or Europeans, they're both Westerners. So they both look at us as Europeans, in a way. So we'll be talking about Saudi Arabia. Obviously, the country is going through a tremendous transformation from the dependence of oil in the past to now trying to build innovation-led economy with a focus on sustainable development, technology, AI, and so on. My company probably generates half of the revenue from Saudi Arabia. We've been involved in NEOM. We've been involved in other projects, giga projects in Saudi Arabia. And we've certainly seen the excitement of every Saudi who believes in the vision. And even if they don't know the details of that vision, they are excited because something's new incoming. They don't know what yet, but it's a good thing which they believe is coming to their country. Now, as we speak, obviously President Trump is in the kingdom today, one of the first missions, and obviously it's a continuation of the collaboration between the Middle East and US. And a few other fun facts. I'm not sure whether you know, but Saudi Arabia won the Winter Games, the Asian Winter Games 2029. So who would think that a country which is predominantly a desert will stage skiing competitions, right? They've got the 2030 also, the Expo, and also the World Cup 2034. They already have Ronaldo, as you know. So to start the session, we've prepared a short video. I don't know whether it's available. Show you a bit of a glimpse of the Saudi vision and its pillars, and then we'll start with the questions.
In 2016, Saudi Arabia embarked on an ambitious journey. This journey is guided by a bold roadmap, Saudi Vision 2030. Announced by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, this vision aims to reshape the kingdom. It seeks to reduce Saudi Arabia's reliance on oil. It aims to build a vibrant and diverse economy. And it envisions a modern society with a prominent role on the global stage. This is not just an economic plan, it's a social and cultural shift. Saudi Arabia is opening up to the world. It is embracing innovation and technology, and it is investing in its people to build a brighter future. Saudi Vision 2030 is built on 3 fundamental pillars. These pillars represent the core values and aspirations of the plan. The first pillar is a vibrant society. This emphasizes the well-being of Saudi citizens. It focuses on improving healthcare, education, and social services. It also promotes cultural activities and encourages a healthy lifestyle. The second pillar, a thriving economy, aims to diversify the Saudi economy. It seeks to move beyond oil and gas. The focus is on developing sectors like tourism, technology, and renewable energy. This involves attracting foreign investment, supporting small businesses, and creating a competitive business environment. The third pillar is an ambitious nation. This focuses on good governance, transparency, and efficiency. It aims to streamline government processes, combat corruption, and promote accountability. It also emphasizes the importance of national pride and a strong work ethic. To achieve its ambitious goals, Saudi Vision 2030 has launched a series of mega projects. These projects are not just about construction. They represent the future of Saudi Arabia.
NEOM, the futuristic megacity project in Saudi Arabia, is also progressing well. Here's a look at some exciting developments. Construction is underway. The first phase is progressing towards a 2024 opening for Sindala, a stunning beachfront destination. This marks a significant step towards NEOM becoming a reality. Luxury is coming into focus too. NEOM's board of directors unveiled not 1, but 3 exciting ventures. Furthermore, Raffles Hotels and Resorts, a renowned luxury brand, announced plans to open a new resort in Trojena, NEOM's year-round mountain destination. However, amidst this progress, there are reports suggesting revisions to the initial $500 billion NEOM project due to potential financing concerns. Some sources claim the project has been scaled back. While the final scope of NEOM might be under adjustment, the recent developments showcase the project's continued progress toward becoming a global tourism and innovation hub.
My name is Jerry Todd. I lead the National Development Division at PIF. We work across the portfolio of companies to activate ecosystems, increase local content, and capture synergies between the portfolio company. We're investing in new sectors. These sectors need a regulatory framework in which to operate. They need talent to hire, and they need supply chains. So we work with our investment teams and our portfolio companies to help put these enabling environment in place for them. We have a policy team, we have a supply chain team, we have investment attraction teams, and our job is to enable companies to focus on what they need to do.
At the crossroads of 3 continents, Saudi Arabia is blessed by natural landscapes and rich resources with a young and expanding population.
This is a new, young economy, new, young generation coming up. We have, I believe, 70% or 65% are below the age of 30.
The most important thing about, Saudis, us as Saudis, is we're very hospitable people. We love to have guests over. We love to share our culture.
Change throughout society at the ambition and scale outlined in the Vision 2030 is a collective effort involving contribution and collaboration on every level, from individuals to industry.
Saudi is taking advantage of the obviously land, huge land space, the low cost of renewables, to capitalize on being a global leader in green H2.
So welcome again, welcome to Macedonia. And to start, I would like to know a bit more of what's the secret sauce behind the Vision 2030.
Thank you for this question, and first of all, let me thank you for the hospitality. Right now, I really believe that Ohrid is the center of the world, so I hope you do believe that as well. But let me dive in on a secret sauce for Saudi 30 Vision. And I think, first and foremost, is this common business plan. De facto, Vision 30 is a business plan that was created by the Crown Prince and is delivered as such. And it's a I would say, a social pact with international companies, with foreigners, with local representatives, and they're all aiming towards this goal. I don't know if they will achieve it. I'm not I think I don't have enough elements, and I'm probably not, I can't guess the future. But the fact that they are all aiming in the same direction means that they will achieve some of them. The second element is that is extremely important, and I think Ivan mentioned this, it's excitement of the people. All Saudis are behind this project. They do believe that they will achieve it. They're proud of the country, and they're all going towards this same direction. It's very refreshing coming from Europe to see people who are very proud of their country, proud about the future that they're building for themselves. And the last element, and I think it's something that really struck me when I arrived in Riyadh 3 years ago, is that the country decided to create a competitive advantage for themselves. They selected 3 sectors where they're intentionally building the whole value chain across different elements. I can take an example of AI. They're covering the value chain. They're consistently investing in talents, in data centers, in CapEx, in companies via PIF, and they're building this element of competitive advantage so that hopefully in 10 years we can say, yes, Saudi Arabia, one of the leaders in AI, if it makes sense.
So we are talking about a specific project you're involved in, the NEOM project, and again, when we were traveling, we were comparing notes about sort of the size of your annual budget with the GDP of this country. So just a fun fact that the NEOM project itself has an annual budget of $30 billion, which is about double the size of the GDP of this country. So just to give you a perspective of the scale of the project, but we would like to know a bit more of what's in NEOM. Yeah. What are the components?
So indeed, there is a very big numbers, and you'll see those. These are astronomical. NEOM, most of the people do remember NEOM because of the line, but mostly NEOM is a development company for a specific region. This region is as big as Macedonia in area. It means that they are developing logistics, they're developing port, they're developing a manufacturing area. They're developing a ski station. It might be fun for you, but it's high enough, cold enough, and it's actually, in the winter, you can really get freezy. And obviously, the line is one of the elements, very futuristic, that will, one of the segments of the line will host FIFA 34 matches. So hopefully in 10 years, we'll be having the same meeting there.
Good. So, coming back to Macedonia and Macedonian companies, I think there's a lot of company directors which are around here today, and we'd like to understand what are the opportunities specifically. I mean, you've seen a bit of Macedonia, you know NEOM. What Macedonian companies could expect, or what opportunities there might be for them in approaching NEOM?
Listen. The benefit of Saudi and all the Giga project, because projects like NEOM, you have 7 of them, is that everything is to be built, everything is to be created in all the sectors. But let me maybe mention 4 of them that are as main elements. So I think education is the full priority for the government. They're investing a lot of money to send students abroad, but also to educate students, and I'm waving at the CEO of education certification company that have a big business in Saudi. And I think it's one of the elements there where we as European and you as Macedonian can contribute to the country. Educating Saudis is a big element. The second, and obviously let me start by a fun fact, 25% of cranes capacity worldwide is now in Saudi Arabia. Basically, when you get to Jeddah, Dammam, Riyadh, NEOM, Mecca, where we can't go collectively, but I know for a fact that all of these are construction sites. It's the biggest construction site. What does it mean pragmatically is that they have a lot of needs in construction materials. I've been driving through Macedonia, I've seen marble quarries. It's one of the ideas that can be easily implemented for Saudi Arabia. I also think that Saudi Arabia, because of, and specifically NEOM, have been meant as a window to Europe. And Saudi are consistently looking for a window to Europe, and obviously with a to create a logistic hub. Ivan, you mentioned Macedonia is quite close, weirdly quite close to Saudi Arabia, and it can become this logistic hub for one of the biggest future manufacturing sites in the Middle East. And finally and foremost, and I think Salience is a good representation of this, we need expertise. We need technical advisors who can come, teach, share their knowledge, sometimes bring something back as tools, as productization for softwares that we are developing in the country. So plenty of opportunities. And maybe my call for, those numbers are big. I just wanted to underline the fact that those numbers are extremely enormous. And my call for action is, you as CEO, please don't waste this opportunity. Yes, it's, you will need to invest time, money, efforts to understand how Saudi market works, but it's totally worth it.
Very good. And I certainly know from my experience, I mean, we were trying to work, and we are working actually with few of those mega cities. And, you know, the problems which we were facing there in terms of the challenges of just estimating the demand coming from these cities, it's enormous. And we can't even precisely calculate that demand, because whatever they want to do there, it's new, right? Hasn't been done anywhere else before, right? Whether it's you know, a new technology being trialed, or the scale of what they're trying to achieve. You know, they're trying to do the esports, you know, the entertainment areas and so on. So the whole the projects all across the kingdom, they're in a different league to what I've seen elsewhere, to be honest. But in terms of coming to some tips you could give us, obviously, you know, it's part of Middle East is culturally a bit different to Europe. You know, there's some localization needed maybe for the Macedonian companies. Obviously, you work Sunday to Thursday, we work Monday to Friday, so there are differences to start with. So maybe you could give us some tips of what we could expect of when entering that market.
How much time do you have? I can speak about this during
Got
6
7
hours,
minutes.
right? So, my first recommendation is that you need to abandon all the preconception that you may have about Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabia that is depicted in a lot of modern articles is, it's not the one that I'm witnessing daily in my work, in my interaction with Saudi, in my interaction with the community there. Because Saudi is roughly 40 million people. 10 million of them are foreigners. What do I mean by foreigners? It can be Pakistani, Indian, Jordanian, Palestinian, but also Europeans, Americans, South Africans. So it's a kind of a crossroad in between a lot of cultures. So as of today, Saudi is becoming a blend, specifically in the workplace. So I would recommend to start with a physical presence. Saudi heritage is a tribal heritage, so they like touching you, feeling you, smelling you. They need to sit with you, know about your family, about your 4 Fs. It's one of the subjects that we discussed yesterday: family, food, and future aspirations. So they really need to know you before they will trust you and before they will do business with you. The good element of this is the more time you spend in doing this, and once you enter their trust circle, you're there, and there is little chances to get out of this circle. So kind of a benefit, kind of a beneficial element of this. The kind of a negative element of negative side of this is that the conception of time is not very similar to ours. So if they will never tell you, please do come for a dinner at 8. They will tell, come tonight. What tonight means, nobody really knows, right? And for dinners, it's not really important, except you might be hungry. But for affairs, it might be very disturbing, because you would expect to have a contract signed in 2 weeks. It might be in 2 months. You just need to incorporate this in your way of working with Saudi corporations. And again, what I'm saying is true today. This is evolving as we speak. They're learning, they're trying to upskill the workforce to change their standards. But again, do not, if somebody tells you, yes, we will sign within 1 month, please do not believe them. It will be probably in 4 to 6. That's the... Okay, so kind of a similar culture, I love it. I love it. I think, and something that a lot of foreign companies do not know is that right now you don't need a Saudi partner. So basically you can step in the country, reach out to MISA, which is a Ministry of Investment, and tell them, I would like to create a regional hub for my company. And not only they will help you to establish the company, they will advise you the right lawyers, international law, obviously. They will advise you on the right location to establish your company. They will also help in something that is very, very nice for companies that would like to have a runway when they come to Saudi Arabia, is that they do give grants. Not tax grants, like France or Germany may have, like if you do create profit, we will reduce your taxation. No, it's a real money that they will wire on your account. Specifically, I can give you an example, a very easy example. They can pay for your offices for 12 to 18 months, depending on the industry, obviously. They can, if you are hiring Saudis, they will pay their salaries for several months for you to train those Saudis representatives. If you're bringing foreign employee, they will pay for 20% of the overall cost. What does it mean? So yes, it takes time to establish a company in Saudi Arabia. It takes time to go through the procurement processes. It will take time to get deep in their culture. But as a counterparty, they will give you time to do so. They will give you means to do so. And obviously, and something that I was extremely surprised, they're extremely open-minded. People do ask me if, as a woman, I feel there is a difference in the way how they treat me. Listen, I think I'm better treated in the meetings in Saudi Arabia than in France. Does it make sense? But my main advice, and I think it's something that I would like to emphasize, be patient. They are learning from us, and we need to learn from them. And this is something that you have to be very comfortable with. If you want to have a American style of growth, it might not be the right region for you. But if you want to have access to a deep growing market, extremely lucrative, by the way, it's the right moment to enter this market yet. It might not be the case in the next 24 months. Have I answered the question?
You have. So I remember back in 2008, when I started working in Saudi Arabia, so, and I'm re-emphasizing the relationship importance of how business is done there. My first contract there was with the chief technology officer of Saudi Telecom, and he said, very short to me, he said, if you're a good consultant, you'll be with us for a year. Sorry, if you're a bad consultant, you'll be with us for a year. But if you're a good consultant, you'll be with us forever. And we are still working there. One thing I'm not sure what I should mention, but we had a quick discussion with the Prime Minister yesterday, and he mentioned that Macedonia will soon be opening the embassy in Riyadh. They already made the first visit to UAE recently. And as a consequence of that, I think there will be a visit here. The ambassador was here discussing with Borko some details, and we hope to, with the opening of the embassy, to have a bit more presence, because as I know that, you need to be there. You can't cover Saudi from outside, even if it's Abu Dhabi or Dubai. They want you to be there. They want you to have a local presence, the companies to have at least an office, and to employ certain Saudis which will be trained. And I've mentioned to you, I also read the other day that they're also trying to get Saudis on a secondment in Europe and other countries, 6 to 12 months, and then they're getting them back. So, Macedonia, you've seen the beauty. I wouldn't mind, having some, Saudi professionals also coming here for some period of time. Will be quite refreshing, actually.
I would like to emphasize this element. So, as a French person, our ambassador is extremely active. What does it mean? So we have meetings, we have sit-ups, they educate us on how to approach different high representatives in Saudi. And I really pushing you as a business community to ask your Prime Minister to accelerate on the establishment of the embassy as quickly as possible. It's important. It will put you on the map in Saudi Arabia, and it will educate Saudis on Macedonia as well.
So I think we are coming towards the end of our session.
That's
I think
it's
a good glimpse of what's happening in Saudi. There's a lot more happening there. And if you want to learn more, you could reach me, you could reach Hélène. And again, thank you, Hélène, for coming. It was a pleasure having you here and sharing your lessons, and hopefully you'll come again.
Absolutely. Hope to have an invitation.